What's going on, guys? Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I was so excited about this Tesla chart. We've got Tesla earnings right now. We are up 1%, pulling up the whole market. We've got Netflix up 12% right now. Let's talk about Netflix real quick. We're getting off, guys. First thing about Netflix, look at this daily. Is it not ironic that we were sitting exactly at our gap from last earnings right here? That's where we're sitting today. It was almost like an omen whispering to us to get in those calls for earnings. And we are popping. We are up 11% on Netflix. Calls are going to print. That's pretty exciting. In our Discord, I did not alert. We talked about some Netflix calls. I did alert some UAL calls. We've got UAL earnings as well, up about 1% right now, looking interesting. And then finally, we've got the mother of all stocks everybody loves to talk about. We've got Tesla. Immediate reactions up. We haven't had the earnings call yet. We could pull back down. We've had a lot of that setup fake where we pop and then pull back type things on a lot of these plays. Like if we pop up that Netflix chart real quick, we we literally popped from a low of, we went all the way down to 226, back up to 268, a $40 pop. If you had a limit order set in this 230 area, you're already up 12, 14, 15%. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Absolutely amazing. So this one's exciting to watch. If you were in any of the live streams with me earlier today, I do have Netflix calls. Woo! Happy about that. I alerted UAL calls, looking good there. And I held one Tesla call. I'm a bull. What was that? There we go. Look at that wick on that candle. There's the candle. That's the impulse move. UAL might be blasting with earnings. What does that tell us? Is the inflation is the recession over? Is inflation all of a sudden all good? No problems, no more inflation. No, that's not what it means. What it means is bottoms are in store. Even if we're and I will get to ALF. If you're wanting to hear about ALF, the chart ALF, we're getting on that next. Talk a little bit about inflation here in these earnings because the bottom's in for some of these stocks. Even if we pull back another 10% on the SPY, that's only 10%. The risk reward of something like a Netflix, Cleveland Cliffs, US Steel, AMD, Bank of America, like Tesla, Roblox had a big 3 days. So that one's off. Baba. These are incredible entries on these. All right. So we're risking 10% here, say about, 10% on these bottoms for what kind of upside? I mean, truly, folks, so small buys at first, your risk reward is at least a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 on a lot of these, 40% upside for that 10% downside. Something like AMD, 40% on AMD. We're still only at $75. Are you kidding me? I remember saying AMD can't go below 100 right here. I remember thinking we can't go below 100. Naive as we were. So, going back up to that point, we're up 80%. That's an 8-to-1 risk reward where I feel the bottom is. So it's time to start buying, guys. I truly believe that. Let's get to the clickbait title here with ALF. We know ALF because you know what ALF is? Look at all these lines. What do these lines tell you up here, guys? This tell you we were playing the sheet out of some ALF back after it IPO. This is what had warrants. Warrants are up about 35,000%. We played in the discount for the Discord for at least 1,000%, honest to God. And this thing looks spicy. We had some, we had this bankruptcy news. Had that sell off, then we had that pop yesterday, and I said it looks spicy again. I'm watching it. This thing is ready to pop. We have to wait for the confirmations, though. We don't want to jump in. Don't jump the gun here, folks, because you could get wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. This is a stock with a company that's nasty right now. Bankruptcy, this and that. This is purely speculative meme stock pushes here. So your safest entry is going to be if we break out of this wedge. All right, let me put on a 15-minute, a little bit shorter term here. We want to see the break out of the wedge. All right. We want to see something like this. This is when you want to take your entry on something like ALF right here. So we're going to go we're going to break out. We're going to come back and retest it. We're going to pass that retest. That's our entry point right here. Here's our entry. We want to take that entry right here on the retest. All right. That's where we're watching take this entry. So, take an entry above, say, 32 cents if you want to be safe. I understand that's 8% from where we are right now, but the reality is we want to be safe on this. We start getting that volume coming. The unfortunate reality is today we didn't have the but it's being talked about. Retail money's there. It's squeeze potential is absolutely there. Obviously, there's no offerings coming on a bank or a company, this kind of stuff. But for now, very, very short term, wait for that pop, the retest, second pops where we get it. Look at right here, same thing. You can see how you get that pop, your retest, you missed that first pop, you got the second pop from what, 33 cents all the way up to 43. That's 35%, people. Like that's a hell of a push for a day trade. And then on top of that, we've got this 42-cent level. We get up over 42 cents. We could really have a nice 100%er in this. And ALF's one of those you remember. People are talking about because it's ALF. You remember when it ran 1,000%. It's got that name, ALF from Merrimack. I'm old. I'm totally dating myself talking about the show ALF with the little alien. People remember that name though, ALF. It's stuck in your head. It's one of those people are talking about. Above 42 cents is your safest entry. Breakout, retest. Take that entry on the retest. You're good to go. I wouldn't touch a short. There's not much to a short here. Let's be honest. When you're already in the wrecked gutter, what are you looking for? So we like the upside. And then at that point, our price target, first price target's at 42, 43 cents off of our 30-cent entry. That's 13 cents. That's over 35%. Boom. You cannot go wrong with that. Let's double check our stocks before we pop on out of here. United Airlines, absolutely blasting with earnings. Netflix, absolutely blasting with earnings. Tesla is a little undecided. Let's see what happens when Elon pops on the call. Is Elon popping on the call today? We'll find out at 5 p.m. Central. What's it going to be like? If you're wondering my thoughts on the Tesla earnings and Tesla through the end of the year, check out the other videos we have on the Discord here. I've just recorded one tomorrow with 5 positive catalysts and 5 negative catalysts for Tesla. So come check that out. You guys rock. I will be back and update ALF tomorrow here on YouTube at some point. And yeah, there we go. Don't take any entries on these popping stocks right now. This UAL, this Netflix, and this Tesla. This is not where you take those options entries. You kind of sit on your knee, you wait. People are like, oh, Netflix is going to fill the gap all the way back up. You're not touching Netflix on earnings after it already popped 13%. And do not touch those puts tomorrow. It could be set up USA. I mean, I'm telling you what, UAL, Netflix, and Tesla, be very careful because I put a spy chart out yesterday. I said we broke out of that downtrend. We had that line here. And as you can see right here, and we'll go right after this, just want to give you this chart. We have that impulsive break here, hit our head. Impulse break came right back down. What do you know? What happened today? If you check out the YouTube page, Petty Boys, you will see, or the Facebook page, you'll see I wrote a whole thing about this at 7 a.m. We had that impulse move, came back down, retested the line, which is in this area right here. What are we going to do tomorrow? So we retested, we passed the retest. That means I'm bullish as sheet tomorrow because we did our impulse move, retest, push it again. I think we push at least up to 379-ish in the next week. Market. Thank you guys. Peace out. See you guys in the Discord. Bye.